Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and watching all the episode of our tech series that we have started in our channel Planet for Tech. So till now guys, we have started three tech series. You can find those tech series here in our channel. So these are Laravel beginner to master. So in that we have a few videos and parallelly we have started another tech series that is Python beginner to master, and the same way we have started the series PHP beginner to master. So today I am happy to announce that we are going to start the new series. This series is for the MongoDB tech series. So here in this new series we are going to describe complete things related to the MongoDB, which is the trending database. You can say the tech. This is a completely different than the RDBMS, because in RDBMS we have some tables and we have some queries. Here we are going to have similar things but in a different way. So that MongoDB is a, you can say, the document-based database. So this is having some different performance and other features as well. So those we are going to discuss in this first episode, today's first episode, and in the coming episodes we are going to deal with each and every point related to the MongoDB. So there we are going to learn the MongoDB from scratch to the master. That is why the purpose of the series is we have MongoDB beginner to master. So guys, you have seen like whatever tech series we are just starting, those are just kind of from beginner to master, because we want to move your tech skill to the next level. It is not the next level, it is the best level, so that we want. That is why the series comes like a beginner to master. So in this today's episode, I am going to describe you the basic overview of the MongoDB, and it is my promise to all, if you are watching all the episode continuously and you are doing the practical as well, so definitely once this take series will get completed, you will be realized like you really becomes as a master developer, because you started as a beginner but now you are the feeling like you are the master on that and you can work on any project. Almost all the projects are going to have the same kind of approach. I can say this very confidently because I am having around 10 plus year experience, and I have worked in more than 10 plus companies. So those are startup as well as the MNC as well. So I have seen like the way they are utilizing the tech stack in their project is what I am going to describe you in this tech series. So this is the main objective behind running this tech series. So all the tech series I am mentioning this as a beginner to master, because this is the this is the first place, this is the beginner from where we start learning, and this is the main objective where we want to see ourselves there in a particular tech stack. So definitely your dream is going to be fulfilled here with this tech series. So just be tuned with us and watch all the continuous episode, and just practice the things whatever we are describing in this tech series, and definitely you will become the beginner to master. So let's start this episode. So this is the very first episode of this series, MongoDB beginner to master. So in this episode we are going to discuss about the overview of MongoDB, and in the episode 2 we are going to understand how to install and how to configure MongoDB in our laptop or desktop. So there we will see the installing and configuration, and in the episode 3 we are going to learn the MongoDB uh, from zero to the last, and can say the from scratch to the last, and we will see all the features and the UI tools which is provided by the MongoDB Compass tool is there. So those all we are going to understand one by one. So let's start today's episode. So guys, first of all, we have to understand what is the MongoDB. So this is not that much important, but this is the thing we should know at the beginning stage of the when we are starting some take things to learn from beginning. So you can see here, MongoDB is scalable. It is a scalable and open source and the high performance document oriented database. So this is the new point we have to notice here. Other features you will find in other database as well, but here you can see this is a document oriented database instead of relational database. It is a document oriented database. So this is the awesome feature with the MongoDB, which makes it more important and which makes it more performable, and it gives performance 100 times better than the RDBMS. So that we all are going to discuss here one by one. So what is the MongoDB in a single line if you want to say? So this is having the four features you can see here. This is a scalable. It means we can scale it up to the requirement of the project, and it is the open source, means there is no need to pay a single coin. It is open source, freely available on the com community, and it is having the high performance. It gives the performance 100 times faster than the relational traditional RDBMS, that we are going to understand one by one. So this is the single line definition. MongoDB is a scalable, open source, high performance document oriented database. Now you can see one by one. So MongoDB is a NoSQL database. So here we got the new keyword, that is NoSQL. Now let's understand what is this NoSQL. So there are basically two kind of database, either is the SQL database or the NoSQL database. So SQL database means there we need to write SQL query, certain set of queries to create the structure and to insert the data and to manipulate the data as well. But in case of the MongoDB, this is not the situation. Here we are not going to write those query just to create the structure, because it is a document oriented database. Here we are not going to create the RDBMS kind of table and rows and columns. This or we are not going to create here, because we will create the same but in a different way that will look like a document oriented, because we are going to create the document here, and that document will be in the format of JSON. So that we are going to see. So what the NoSQL database means? NoSQL means we are not going to use the traditional SQL statement here. Due to this, it is called as the NoSQL database. Now, the next point, you can see the MongoDB is almost 10 times faster than the traditional database systems. It is, guys, really very fast, because I have felt like while working in the previous project, I felt like this is really very fast than traditional RDBMS. So it is around 100 times for traditional database. It is not exact the 100 times, but you will realize when you will work in any large project, so you will see the response time is coming less in case of MongoDB, but in case of RDBMS it is taking longer than the MongoDB. So in short, we can say MongoDB is faster than the traditional RDBMS, that is MySQL. Now come to the point why this becomes that much faster, because it uses the format BSON format. BSON, you can see binary JSON format, that is in short called as the BSON format. So whatever records we are going to store, that will be one JSON formatted data. So here we are going to store and every record is going to be considered as a document. We will see that, and this JSON data takes very less time to process and the access the data. That is why this MongoDB is faster. Now see, primarily it is written in the C++, and this complete MongoDB is developed and supported by the company, the 10J company. So this company is, you can say, New York-based organization company. So they have started and they have released their first. Actually, this development is started in 2007 itself, but they have released their first version, that is the 1.4, and it is released on the production in 2010. So from March 2010, we are using this MongoDB, and you can see here. So why we use the MongoDB? Now the next point is why we use the MongoDB. So as I already told you, like it is a more faster than the traditional database what we are using right now. And in a modern day to day, we can see the size of the data is being increased from few KB to the few JB as well, and there it becomes very complex to manage the data and access the query to fetch the data. So it is going to be bulky. So to overcome this issue, the MongoDB is introduced here. So MongoDB is faster than the traditional database, and apart from this, there are other features as well. So you can see here. So one is the scalability, means we can scale it up to the requirement of the project, whatever we want, and obviously the performance is better than the traditional RDBMS, so that we have discussed. And it is high availability, means it is available, means there is no maintenance time, it takes more than a few seconds. That is why it is high availability. And you can see scaling from single server deployment to large and complex multi-site architecture. So let's suppose you have any project that is having that is being maintained by the multiple servers. So that kind of scaling is also available in this MongoDB. Now, next you can say develop and deploy is development is very faster, because we don't need to learn all the complex set of queries. We can simply create the document there with the JSON format, and we can store those related data in a single document as well. So that is why it is called development is faster, and we can deploy it very easily. So scale is bigger, means as compared to the traditional database, its scale is obviously the bigger. That is why we can see here it is a scalability we have. Now this was you can say the prime feature of this MongoDB. Now let's see the other features as well. So features of DB. So there are basically 12 features of DB. MongoDB, you can say the first one is the support ad hoc queries. It provides the support for the ad hoc queries, means we don't need to follow particular pattern of query to perform the search. Here we can search by any field, and we can give the range query, and also supports the regular expression while searching the data. The second point is indexing. So obviously this indexing is being provided by the RDBMS as well in the MongoDB as well. So we can have the index any field in a document. And the most important feature, guys, this one is really most important feature of this MongoDB, master slave replication. And this is being asked in the interview as well. So if you were fresher and you are saying like you are working on the MongoDB, so definitely they will ask you the question, what is the master slave replication? So in in RDBMS, we follow the kind of join table there. So it is not similar to that, but you can consider this like that. So master slave replication means that we can have two copy of the database, or you can say two copy of the documents we can have. So one will be the master and another will be the slave. So in the master we can have read and write access we can have, but in the slave copies we will have the copy of the data, and it will be the just copy of the master data, and we can perform only read operation. So you can consider this as for the backup purpose only. We are not going to perform any write operation there in the slave copy. So it is the replication of master slave replication. Now come to the point next, duplication of data. So definitely we can have the multiple copy of the data. Let's suppose in future if there is any hardware failure, so that time there is a chance of loss of data. So that loss of data is very less in case of MongoDB, because we can have multiple copy of the same data. And you can see load balancing. So this is also one more important feature, because here we are using the sharding is nothing but we are partitioning the table in a horizontal way. We can partition the table in a vertical way as well. So but that is the one of the feature. But apart from that, this MongoDB provide the approach we can partition the data in a horizontal way as well, which is not possible in MySQL. So in MySQL, we cannot partition the data in a horizontal way. Horizontal way means keeping few records of same document in a other database, and few records in other database. So that is not possible in case of MySQL, but it is possible in a MongoDB. Now you can see here, uh, it has an automatic load balancing configuration. Why this is? Because there is a sharding. So the sharding is nothing but, you can say, the way of partitioning the data in a horizontal way. It is not going to partition in a vertical way. So this is more about this load balancing. Now the next feature is a supports map reduce and the aggregation tool. So we have this map reduce and aggregation tool in this MongoDB. So we will see all these features one by one when we will start learning it from the day first. Now see, it uses the JavaScript instead of the procedures like in a traditional MySQL we use the procedures, but it uses the JavaScript to process the JSON related document. And it is a schema-less database. Here we are not going to create the schema list because it is written in the C++. So it provides the what this schema-less means, like in the MySQL you can see all the data, all the database are being managed by one of the table that there will you will find the information schema table. That information schema table is going to store all the information related to the database and their tables and other fields as well. But in this MongoDB there is no such kind of tables because it is a schema-less database and it is completely written in the C++. So that is why it is giving the better performance. It provides the high performance. Again, this is the same point what we have discussed. Now the next point is store files of any size easily without complicating your task. So what it does, because it is a document based database, so it can store the data any size of file without without showing any complication error issues. It is easy to administrator in the case of failure. Once the database get crashed, so we can easily maintain it because there is some uh, tools and access which is provided by the MongoDB Compass UI tool. We will look on that in the coming episode. And you can see this is in the 12th number, it supports the JSON data model, dynamic schemas, and auto sharding. So this is the reason for horizontal scalability. You can see here. So it provides auto sharding. Sharding is again we just partitioning the data uh, in a few chunks. So that is what the sharding is. So there are two type, vertical sharding and horizontal sharding. So we can say the horizontal partitioning, that horizontal partitioning is called as the auto sharding. You can see here. And built-in replication of high availability. Obviously this is a built-in replication because we have already understand there is a master and slave replication. So this all about this overview of this MongoDB. So in the next episode, episode number 2, we are going to understand how to install the MongoDB in our computer. So thank you guys, thank you for watching, and if you are new to this channel, so don't forget to subscribe because we are going to give you the awesome tech series, tech episode for this complete MongoDB beginner to master. So to get the notification, don't forget to press the bell icon, and if you like, then don't forget to share this among your friends. Thank you guys, thank you for watching.